Okay, lastly, today, I want to give you a thing of the moment, and this is a great one for cooks. I'm not even a cook, and I kind of got excited about this. It's a new cooking app for iPhone and iPad from an indie developer, Will Bishop. It's called Pestel, like mortar and pestle. It's at pestelchef.app, and I'll have a link to it in the show notes at maccast.com. But basically, it's a recipe manager but really on steroids. It lets you import recipes from anywhere on the internet, and it has a really cool way of doing that. Basically, when you install the app, it adds a share sheet item that will let you use the share button within your browser from any page that has a recipe on it, basically, and then it slurps in. I'm assuming with some artificial intelligence because it does a great job of putting it in there. Basically, pulls in the recipe and puts it into the app and breaks down all the ingredients, all the step by step instructions. You can also add recipes via a URL. So if you know the URL for the page, you can just drop that in there, or you can even do it manually. And what's cool about the manual feature is it'll let you use the camera on your iPad or iPhone and some OCR technology to import the ingredients. So you just sort of point the camera just like you would scan, if you use the scan to PDF feature on your Mac. You can actually point it at the ingredients list. It'll recognize that area as ingredients, and then you hit import basically, and it'll pull it in and then break down each ingredient line by line and put that into your recipe. So you don't have to type it out one by one. Really, really cool. And then once you have your recipes in there, obviously you can manage them. It puts them into categories and all sorts of things based on, the food type and the category of recipe that it is, whether, it's a soup or it's a main dish, all those sorts of things. And then when you select a recipe, it will give you the step-by-step instructions so you can have that up in your kitchen as you're making it, and you can go from instruction to instruction. And what's great is within the instructions themselves, if it's listing out an ingredient, you can tap on that ingredient. It makes it like a little hyperlink, and it will pop open and show you the measurement for that ingredient. It also has a list on the left, and you can kind of check off ingredients as you go and you add them to your recipe. But then, even cooler with the step by step instructions, it has a little microphone icon, and you can turn on hands free paging. So it will start auto listening, and then you can say next or back to go from instruction to instruction step by step. And you don't even have to touch your iPad. Really cool. It also has the ability to adjust serving sizes on a recipe. So, say you have a recipe that's 4 servings, you can, with a little slider, move that down to 2 servings, and it will do all the ingredient conversions for you automatically. It also has unit conversions. So if you need to convert from, one unit to another, that's built in as well. You can create a grocery list for a recipe you want to make, and it'll throw all the ingredients into the reminders app under a shopping list. If you purchase the app, because you can get it for free, and it has a lot of free features, but if you purchase the app, you'll get the pro features, and it adds support for things like meal plans. So you can build out your weekly meal plan of all the recipes you want to make for the week. You can do recipe discovery, which is basically like feeds from the recipes that you import. So it'll recognize, hey, this came from this website, and it's a recipe website. It has a bunch of other recipes, and it can make recommendations for you. And basically, you can pull in recipes that way. So lots of features and options that are really, really cool. And best of all, right now, if you purchase the app, they are offering a lifetime price. Ultimately, it's going to become a subscription app, but it's a brand new app. So for $4.99, you can get it now and get the lifetime price. Normal pricing is going to be just 99 cents a month or $10 a year. So if you need a great app for managing your recipes, that sounds like a great deal, great price. Oh, and they also have support for the new SharePlay technology that's built into FaceTime. So if you want to collaboratively cook with someone over FaceTime and SharePlay, it supports that as well. So just looks like a really cool, fun app. I started adding some recipes into it, and it's really quick and easy. I was very, very impressed by it. Again, the app is called Pestel. I'll have a link to it in the show notes at maccast.com. But with that, that is going to do it for this episode of the MacCast.